Set to take the tip. Scott Corley, the referee, ready to throw it up to get this one underway. The fans on their seats, and here we go.
Well, you really get the feeling here in Tulsa, this is the biggest game Tulsa's had in many a year. I mean, everybody is pretty excited. But how about this first start?
Well, that's a good start for your big man.
Yeah, that's a good way to start it off. How about a little drive to the basket and just dunk it right on you?
Melvin Eli finds a big opening and takes it to the hole with authority. 2-0 Bulldogs.
And, Ralph, we talked about that matchup, Eli and Brandon Kurtz. And I think Eli, no question, has to have a big game to control the middle. Man-to-man. Coming out.
Harrington fouled by Courtney Alexander. Alexander reaching around, getting a piece. That'll be the first foul on Alexander. Alexander playing with the hip pointer that caused him to miss the SMU game. There was actually some question about whether he'd be able to start tonight. They said it was a game-time decision, but I'll tell you, no doubts here that he was going to start this game. Kurtz inside, can't get it to go. Rebound to Kurtz. Over Eli and rolls it in.
Boy, that was a great job by Kurtz. Did a nice job to pump fake, get the man in the air, and then finalize.
Eli was bumped from behind by Kurtz. Ball out of bounds to Tulsa.
Yeah, here's another factor when you're on the road. And Jerry Tarkanian been through so many big games in his career. You have to keep your composure. You got to stay relaxed. Run your offense. There's going to be some downtime. So you have to be able to fight through those down periods.
Hurd for three. Tony Hurd. Tulsa has its first lead at 5-2.
It's an interesting matchup at the other end of the floor as they're attending to some tape problems here before they inbound. But Roberson's going to be guarded by Harrington. So Terrence Roberson, 44, is being defended by a guy 3 or 4 inches smaller. So he may be able to use his dribble here and come in and shoot over him.
Roberson passes to Abney. He kicks it out to Alexander. That's a three, and that's good. Courtney Alexander answers Hurd with a three of his own, tied at 5.
You win games on the road by making shots. You have to make shots.
Bulldogs 2 for 2 from the field. Hurd looking for his second three, and he is 2 for 2.
Well, we all know Hurd can stroke it from the perimeter. But what a start.
Top three-point shooter on this Tulsa team. Averaging 40% is Porter. Can't get it to go. Kurtz tried to get the rebound. They're on the floor. There's a scramble for it. Eli and Hill. It's tied up. The possession arrow pointing to Tulsa. Hurd, who had only 7 points in the game in Fresno, has 6 here in the first 2 minutes.
Well, the thing about Tulsa is they've got about 8 or 9 guys who can hurt you. I mean, their leading scorer doesn't even start. When Shelton comes in, doesn't even start the game. He's their leading scorer. How about Hurd? Boy, what a start.
3 for 3 for Tony Hurd.
Go to the hot player. Might as well go to him again the next time down.
Roberson loses it on the way up. Battle for the ball. Kurtz comes away with it. 11-5. Tulsa leading. Hill has it go off of the foot of Eli. And Larry Abney scrambling for it. He's grabbed from behind by Coley. Bulldogs come out with it. Roberson to Alexander. The reverse in and out. Rebound comes off to Marcus Hill.
Boy, that was a beautiful transition to no finish. Nicely done, but you have to finalize. You got to get to Hurd now. I mean, he's definitely looking to shoot it.
Bob inside is knocked away by Abney. Hard to the floor goes Porter. Alexander comes out with it. Roberson desperately needs to hit a three. He's now 2 of his last 22 on three-point attempts. Harrington for 3. That's short. Kurtz with a long rebound. Back to Harrington. He'll fire again. A 14-3 Tulsa run.
And they're doing it second and third efforts. You got to control it, get it off the glass.
Eli spins and puts it in with the left hand.
Got to make some stops at this end of the floor. Get back to playing man-to-man, get through the screens. What you're doing, they're still in their man, but you got to fight the screens. Might have something inside.
Eli and Kurtz
might get a double
foul.
Well, that should go to the, if it's a double foul, they're going to go to the team that had the ball.
His first team foul. And Melvin Eli, his second team foul.
First foul on each player. Tulsa will have the ball under the basket.
It's not the possession arrow when there's a double foul. It used to be the possession arrow, but they changed that. And now it's to the team that had the ball. Look at the three-point field goal. Tulsa, 4 or 5. Tony Hurd's got 3 of them. And, of course, Harrington hit the other one from the outside. Oh, this guy's a very good player. The Mountain Division WAC Freshman of the Year last year. Excellent guard play by the Hurricane. They may get a 5-second
call against the former ACC Freshman of the Year, Courtney Alexander.
I still don't understand, Ralph. You know, it's one of my pet peeves why we even have that rule. We have a 35-second shot clock. We really don't need any 5-second call at all in the midcourt area because you're guarded closely. No one is trying to stall. I really think they have to get rid of that rule.
Boy, Alexander, look at him work. Whoa, great moving by Courtney Alexander.
Now retrace your steps. Get back quickly.
Harrington. Greg Harrington just... I think Courtney Alexander did about everything he could getting back defensively, but Harrington just ran him right off the floor.
Well, I think you have to be mentally alert that when you score, Tulsa's looking to fast break. So get back in a hurry after the ball goes in. See, I think there's your mismatch. You've got Roberson being guarded by a much smaller man. Roberson's aware of it. He's trying to utilize the dribble, take that player a little bit closer to the goal, and see if he can score on it.
Terrence Roberson to the free throw line. He leads the WAC in free throw percentage at around 87%. Boy, he's not only missing from three-point range, now he's starting to struggle at the free throw line as well.
As you said, his confidence is down. There's no doubt that his confidence right now is at its all-time low. So Terrence Roberson they need to get some scores. The free throw helps. Any score is going to help him.
Roberson gets one of the two. The Bulldogs trail this one 16-10 with timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. Stars in the Nutty Professor, only on your Stars in the Nutty Professor, only on your station, KMPH, box 26. Ironically, there's a fellow here tonight performing during timeouts who's doing a little Nutty Professor impersonation. There he is. Yeah, fans who attend Grizzly games in Fresno will recognize Myron Noodleman in his act.
Yeah, check this guy out. He's entertaining. I mean, he's got some moves.
Courtney Alexander has 5 points for Fresno State. 5 of the Bulldogs' 10.
Well, what a torrid start, though, for Tulsa. I mean, they cannot continue to shoot the ball as well, so you can't get discouraged. They are making all kinds of shots from the outside, 4 or 5 from 3. Might be Melvin Eli if it is a second. That's a big, big foul. You had to keep him out of foul trouble. Now the thinking is, do we go to the zone to protect Melvin Eli? And here, are they going to get Abney or are they going to get Eli? They may get Abney. They may have been on Abney.
Well, no, they put it on Eli.
They did get it on Eli.
They did get it on Eli.
Looked like
I
Abney
didn't see it. Coley gets a good bounce and rattles it in. On the play previous, where the foul was called, it was away from the ball. But I guess they said that Eli was holding Coley inside. Jump ball situation tied up, but the arrow goes to Fresno State, so it will be Bulldog ball.
And obviously the coaching staff, Ralph, feels that they're going to spread the floor and try to utilize that one-on-one move with Melvin Eli. You saw Bill Self. He's done a magnificent job here at Tulsa. He was the head coach at Oral Roberts, and he has come over here and really done a magnificent job at Tulsa. You look at that field goal percentage. I mean, 7 of 9. I mean, Fresno State's not shooting it too bad in their own right. Oh, this is what they do.
Marcus Hill then loses it off his foot. as he was on his way to the basket. The Bulldogs in the first meeting between these teams out-rebounded them by 19. Fresno State in this game does not have a single rebound. There you see the turnover story. That was the fourth for Tulsa.
Yeah, and actually a reprieve right there for the Dogs.
Tough shot, draws nothing from Roberson.
Roberson is just not letting the game come to him. He's forcing it a bit.
Hill for three. Needs a bounce, doesn't get it. Abney with the rebound. Bulldogs trail by 8. Roberson, great pass to Abney, has it knocked away on a great play by Coley. Harrington, that's going to be goaltending on Abney.
Well, this is a Tulsa team that will obviously make you pay when you make a mistake. I mean, Harrington, very nice on the stutter dribble. Here's the block at the other end of the floor. Beautiful penetration and a give-off that time, but look at the block by Coley. And we said Coley's the guy that makes everything happen, starts the transition, again forcing turnovers, and Tulsa capitalizing.
It's time for This Week in Bulldog Sports, brought to you by AT&T Wireless Services. Your Fresno State women's basketball team is in action on February 26th, taking on the Rice Owls in the Bulldogs' last home game of the regular season. The Fresno State men's basketball team will be taking on the San Jose State Spartans, 7 p.m. Wednesday, March 1st. This Week in Bulldog Sports is brought to you by AT&T Wireless Services. 14:04 remaining here in the first half. It's now a 10-point lead for Tulsa, the biggest of the game for the Golden Hurricane. Trailed early 2-0, but not since.
Well, the difference in the game so far is obviously great execution by Tulsa at the offensive end. They've made their threes, and they do steal the ball when they come down on defense. They've been able to get in the passing lane, get a few deflections, and cause the Dogs some problems. But obviously, it's still early, and Tulsa has shot it at a very high rate, and Fresno State just has to keep their composure. The rebound's another big story. And this was, as you said, Ralph, this whole graphic illustrates right now that Tulsa's dominating the game around the goal. That didn't happen in the first game. Fresno State had a, 17-18 rebound advantage in the first game. So they have to turn around that stat, the Dogs do, to get back in the game.
Tulsa, you mentioned, needs to cool off shooting. Golden Hurricane have hit 8 of 11 from the field. Fresno State just 4 of 9 and missed the last 3 shots.
Well, there's one thing to cool off from shooting threes. There's another thing that they won't cool off from. That was Harrington's dribble drive layup. You cannot give up inside, uncontested, easy shots. So you have to force them to continue to try to make shots on the perimeter and try to keep the man in front of you. And I think coming out of the timeout right now, early in the game, but you need an answer. You need to get back in this game, get some confidence. And Fresno State has to come down, be solid, run something good, and get a good shot.
And you really have to do it as well on the defensive end, because only one basket has come easily for Fresno State. That was the opening one, the dunk by Melvin Eli, as the Bulldogs turn it over. Hurd gets it inside. That's David Shelton into the game. Can't get it to go. That's the easiest shot the Golden Hurricane had this game.
Yeah, and he's their leading scorer. So Shelton comes off the bench. He normally just puts those away at ease.
.5 minutes remaining in the half. Alexander can't get the three. Porter gets the rebound.
They're trying to take advantage of that Roberson-Harrington matchup, and it has not happened. See if they get a foul on the drive. Bill Kennedy's going to say there was some contact on the drive.
Foul is going to be on Hurd. That'll be his first, 3rd team foul on Tulsa.
And Demetrius Porter, this is a heck of a matchup here with Hurd. You see 2 excellent guards, and there was definitely some contact on the way to the goal. Fortunate, really, for the Dogs, because that shot would have been blocked, and the Golden Hurricane would have been going the other way.
20-10, Tulsa leading with 13-10 remaining. First half.
I think Roberson could post him up. He's got that size advantage. The guy guarding him is 4 inches shorter. Might be able to take him inside. Now, that ball was deflected.
D'Angelo McDaniel into the game. The freshman took the rebound. This is Coley. That's going to be long. Rebound comes off to Porter, and he has it stolen away. The WAC steals leader. Shelton spin move and score.
Well, Coley needs, 7 steals in this game to break the all-time Tulsa record for steals. He's already got the WAC record, but of course Tulsa played in the Missouri Valley Conference before joining the WAC.
He had 88. The WAC record's 96.
Okay, so he needs some more to even break that record.
Larry Abney from outside. He misses it by 2 feet. Then it's going to be turned back over by Tulsa. So Fresno State a chance to regroup. Trailing by 12 with 12:15 remaining in the half. 22-10, Golden Hurricane. Alexander struggling to get his shot off, and he was fouled on the shot, so Courtney will shoot free throws.
It's been a long dry spell in terms of making field goals. Fresno State has really been empty the last 3 or 4 or 5 times down the floor, so good job by Alexander to draw the foul. Even though Courtney has not practiced a whole lot because of the hip injury, it seems like he is moving and jumping better than he did in the TCU game.
Well, the last point the Bulldogs scored came on a free throw by Terrence Roberson. I believe that was under the 16-minute mark. 12:07 remaining now in the first half.
Yeah, Tulsa has a club very similar in terms of depth to a team like Stanford. They play 9-10 guys. Any one of the 9 can hit you with 15 to 20 points. They don't have one individual guy that's right up there in terms of WAC statistics, but an excellent all-around team. They have stepped on the baseline. Good position.
Shelton trying to get around. Does step on the line. The Bulldogs have gone 3.5 minutes without a basket. Just 2 free throws over that stretch and trail this one by 10. Timeout on the floor. 11:55 remaining in the half. We'll be right back.
It's Herwald Motors Make a Date with a Mercedes model. There are 9 under $49,990. So let's meet one.
Hi, I'm C230. I like life in the fast lane, but sometimes I just have to slow down. I can be very protective, but mainly, I'm interested in a long-term relationship.
Which model will you choose under $49,990? Discover the Mercedes experience today at Herwald Motors.
I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong?
You want a mayor who gets results. Dan Ron Keel.
I've had 20 years of law enforcement experience. We all know we have to keep the cops on the street. We must protect our children from gangs. As your mayor, I'm going to focus on crime prevention and strict law enforcement. That's how we're going to get the job done. There's nothing more important to solving our problems than putting our people to work. I know how to get results. You can count on it.
Mayor Dan Ron Keel. Results you can count on.
Selection, super structure, secular service, so spectacular. Some spicy sauce and special sauces, simply sensational. Strawberry corn and Salazar.
So what's your favorite at Bobby Salazar's?
Give me some more!
For the holidays, remember party trays, business and family get-togethers.
Go, Bobby!
And our homemade tamales. Bobby Salazar's with locations in Fresno, Clovis, Kingsburg, Porterville, and this month by Visalia.
Fans, tickets are still on sale for the WAC 2000 Championship Tournament, March 8th through the 11th, hosted by Fresno State at Selland Arena. The $125 all-session passes for 14 men's and women's games are available now by calling 278-DOGS.
Back, Ralph, the WAC tournament next year will be right here at Tulsa. What a beautiful facility.
This is just terrific.
Gorgeous.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, individual seats. It holds about 8,300 or so. Looks bigger, but all theater-type seating. And since this facility is open, the Golden Hurricane has only lost 1 game. They lost to UNLV last year by 1 point. So it is a tremendous home court advantage. Look at that field goal percentage. I mean, 9 of 14. Fresno State got their 4 very early. I mean, they've been on a string of what? I'd say they've been 0 for 5, 0 for 6. They've been 0 for 6, thanks. They have been in that area.
Going on 4 minutes now.
Yeah, going on 4 minutes.
Alexander leading the Bulldogs in scoring with 7. Roberson can't get it to go. Kurtz the rebound. So it's 1 and out for the Bulldogs.
And you can bet Tulsa's going to focal right now to see if they go to a zone. They are going to go to a zone. I thought that Fresno State might play man-to-man, but Eli has 2 fouls. They should still give the ball to Kurtz and see if he can post up Melvin Eli. Nice lob.
Coley again, and it's a 12-point lead again for Tulsa.
The lob, very effective against the zone. You get in the back of the zone, and Coley a big-time leaper.
Alexander can't get it to go, and again, another rebound by Brandon Kurtz. Under 11 minutes remaining in the half. Harrington pulls up and fires over Porter. Coley saves it on the floor to Kurtz. Coley doing it all.
See, I think you take this one right to the basket.
Shelton over Eli. Rebound by Alexander. He comes wheeling out of the backcourt. Porter for three. That's good. Boy, the Bulldogs needed that. Went over 4 minutes without a field goal.
Yeah, we thought three-point shooting would be a definite key. Obviously, you got to make some shots. Again, be alert for Coley running the baseline. They love the lob against the zone.
9-point Tulsa lead. Shelton backs it out. Kurtz, nice pass inside. Shelton gets it back, but then loses it again. Porter comes out with it. Porter. Nice play by Porter, who scored 5 straight now.
A great job by Demetrius Porter. Not only did he jump back in the middle and deflect the ball, but he makes a terrific transition score. So what an individual effort that time by Demetrius Porter.
Dogs are within 7. Harrington in and out for 3. Well, that went way down in there. It came out.
Yeah, here's the big key in the first half is not to pick up that third foul on Melvin Eli.
And that was close on the last possession.
And you know Tulsa's concentrating. Every time Kurtz gets the ball, he's thinking of taking it to Eli, but Melvin's played very good position defense.
Eli looking to work offensively. Spins. Banks.
Oh, that's
wave it off. They call traveling. Boy, Eli really worked for that shot, Dan, and had it waved off. 6th turnover for the Bulldogs.
And now the Dogs go very small. And what's been happening in this zone, which has been good, is the guards have been rebounding. You see that turnover story. And Tulsa's a club that forces an inordinate amount of turnovers. So far, if that stat can stay even, obviously a big advantage for Fresno State. And now you got to rebound all 5 guys at the defensive end when the shot's up.
Eli's on the bench now for the Bulldogs as Noel Felix checks in. Hurd off on the three-pointer. Another rebound by Alexander.
See, I like that. I like Alexander rebounding the ball at the defensive end because he can push it. He can initiate the fast break. He may get a foul here. That's a good call. It's a good call.
Draws the foul on Tony Hurd.
It's a second foul on Hurd. Don't forget that hot start on Hurd. See, Hurd reached in. You cannot allow that to go. If you allow that one to go, then obviously you're giving the defense such an advantage. They have an easy transition score.
Harrington goes to the bench for a rest with 8:47 remaining. 24-17, Tulsa leads. Porter has scored the last 5 for the Bulldogs.
There's Tulsa man-to-man team. They're going to stay right in that man-to-man, try to play it strong. Nice pass inside, but they just couldn't handle it.
Another turnover for Fresno State with 8:33 remaining, and Tulsa leading 24-17.
Felix has a big job on his hands, and the young guy's right in there in the middle of that zone, and he and Abney and Roberson are going to have to do a magnificent job of solidifying the middle and rebounding the ball.
Tulsa's missed its last 4 field goal attempts, allowing the Bulldogs to cut a 12-point deficit down to 7. This is Kevin Johnson. Rebound Abney.
Well, is there a better rebounder in college basketball than Larry Abney?
Well, not the last couple of weeks.
No, I don't think so. I mean, this guy has been unbelievable.
48 in the last 2 games.
Can you believe 35 in 1 game?
No. The most in 35 years.
And I remember the guy that had 39, Keith Swagerty, that played at the University of Pacific, 6'7", about 260.
Larry Abney takes the shot. Boy, Felix with a great rebound, but can't finish, and Abney comes crashing in, and I think we'll pick up the foul. So Larry Abney picks up his first foul. I don't know if Noel Felix can get a better look at a basket than that.
Yeah, a superb rebound by Felix. Again, no finish. The Dogs have missed 3 or 4 right around the goal so far in the first half.
Dogs are hanging in there, down by 7. We'll be right back.
Follow the red pin to extra savings at Guy Chuck's Red Line Clearance.
Take an additional 30% off first markdowns, an additional 50% off second, third, and fourth markdowns.
Save 45 to 80% now during Guy Chuck's Red Line sale.
It's one big sale. It's on now. One big sale at Guy Chuck's. The white sale. You want it, you need it, and you got it. Guy Chuck's. The white sale. It's on now.
Mom, did you get a promotion?
Not recently.
Are we rich?
Not since I last checked the bank balance.
Are we kind of special?
Yes.
Now the maker of America's most luxurious minivan, Town & Country Limited, also brings you America's most affordable Chrysler Voyager.
I figured it out. Your dad told your baseball card collection.
Now get $1,500 cash allowance for 0.9 APR on all Chrysler minivans.
Tomorrow night at 6:30, will it take a motivational speaker to motivate Drew? Find out on Drew Carey, only on your station, KMPH, Fox 26. As you enjoy the act of Myra Noodleman, 7:39 remaining here in the half. And the Bulldogs trailing this one 24-17. We thought they were going to come out and take him away, but they joined in. When we walked into the arena, there was nobody here, but those little yellow foam things you see were on every seat, waiting for the fans to come and sit down and pick them up and wave them during the game. Melvin Eli checks back into the game for Fresno State, but Noel Felix stays in. Eli replaces App.
And the zone has been the primary defense after Eli picked up the 2 fouls. So Fresno State back in that 1-2-2, and they've done a good job of rebounding the ball out of the zone, and Tulsa's help by not making any perimeter shots. You almost get a turnover there.
Crowley nearly lost it, knocked out of bounds by Courtney Alexander with 22 on the shot clock with the Tulsa ball.
Thing you got to be careful on the zone. Remember, they lob to Coley. He runs the baseline. They put it right up there at the goal, and they try to have him follow it in.
Marcus Hill, rebound Roberson.
Well, this would be a nice time for a productive trip right here. Is that a foul? No foul. How about that? How do you like it?
Sander had to struggle to get that one off.
I mean, how do you make that one? That was kind of, let me get in the air. And am I going to shoot? Pass? No, I think I'll shoot. Okay, I think I'll make it.
Under 7 minutes remaining now.
It's a very active zone, Ralph. They're doing a good job. Of course, they are getting some misses. Now, you got to be careful here. Don't pick up the 3rd foul.
Hurts over Eli, who has the 2 fouls. They bat it around, and Noel Felix comes out with it.
You know, Kurt's got to take it all the way to the goal. If you're Brandon Kurtz, Bill Self's got to take it. Why are you settling for a 4-foot shot? The guy is not going to defend you. Take it right to the rim. He's got 2 fouls.
Oh, Roberson finally breaks his drought. It's a 2-pointer, but it had to feel good for Terrence.
Here come the Dogs. Timeout tells. How do you like it? You know, there's not a lot of noise right now.
No, that's the great thing about it. You need to quiet down the fans. This was a 24-12 basketball game, and now the Bulldogs have run off 9 straight. Trail by 3 with 6:27 remaining. There's the run by the Bulldogs, who went nearly 4 minutes before that without scoring a basket. Have now gone on that 9-zip run.
Here's what's happened. Jerry Tarkanian and his staff have gone to the zone. Tulsa's missed on the outside. And here Roberson, who was, by the way, looked like he was hit in the chest when he took that shot. They could have called a foul. Here's a good. Watch the man just brush him. You can't do that. You can't push him in the chest. And they don't call the foul. But Roberson, that's going to lift his confidence. Makes a nice little turnaround. So back in the zone again will go the Dogs. And so far, Melvin Eli still with the 2 fouls.
The closest Fresno State's been since being down 5-2, 2.5 minutes into the game. 9-0 Bulldog run, and they've done it with defense. Harrington. That's no good. Coley tips it up. Eli rebound. Kurtz hit the floor. The Bulldogs come down and try to get within 1 or maybe tie with a 3. Porter to tie. Eli with the rebound. He had one hand held and he walked. Eli went up one-handed to get the rebound.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Tarkanian liked that call. I think there could have been, quite honestly, a foul call. Looked like Eli was very aggressive going after the ball.
Well, we've seen,
and I think the referees may have thought that way and called a travel. I'm not too sure there was a travel. There's your turnover story. Tulsa's made 7 in their own right, so they normally have that category. They're usually 6-7 ahead in that category.
We've seen the last 3 trips down for Fresno State where it could have been fouls.
This guy's dangerous right here. He's their leading scorer. He's a powerhouse inside player.
Shelton, that ends a streak of 9 straight missed field goals by Tulsa. Possibly a 4-point switch.
And the Golden Hurricane man-to-man. And see, here's another matchup. Now they got Harrington on Alexander. Alexander, with a little patience, could take them around the basket.
Boy, there's a rugby match going on the floor. The ball goes out of bounds to Tulsa. 2 Bulldogs on the deck, Felix and Alexander. Alexander comes out of there gingerly, sporting at that hip pointer. As Larry Abney returns for the Bulldogs. He replaces Noel Felix with 5:11 remaining. 26-21, Tulsa leading the Bulldogs.
Now they're going to let Coley shoot it out there. I'd let Coley try to shoot it. And here's a guy, Shelton, is someone you have to control. Very active in the middle, good turnaround, 10-foot shooter.
Shelton hits 2 straight buckets, and it's back up to a 7-point lead after Fresno State had pulled it within 3.
Well, that's been a definite advantage. You see Tulsa, they may add the 16 points in the paint on this trip. Here's another one.
Shelton gets it back. Is it going to be an offensive foul?
No.
No, they're going to call it on Porter. And Shelton with the steal, dished it off and got it back. Now he'll go to the free throw line. Porter picks up his first.
The Golden Hurricane loves to steal the ball. And, I mean, they're right up there in the country in terms of steals. And they say that Porter got in there a little bit late, so Shelton will get to the free throw line. And, again, he's a guy coming off the bench, one of the top 6 men in college basketball, a junior college transfer that's come in here to give this club a real lift.
6 points in the game for Shelton, who's an 80% free throw shooter. Averages 13 points and 4 boards a game. Dante Swanson in for Tulsa. He replaces Hurd, goes to the bench. Hurd leaves with 9 points.
Dante Swanson, who just came in the game, Ralph, is a tenacious defender. They say he's really one of the better defensive guards in the country. And let's see if they put him on Courtney Alexander. No, he is not. He's going to be on Porter.
So 6 straight points for Tulsa, all of them by David Shelton. And the lead is 9.
Now watch the trap now. They're going to change the defense, go trap. And now fall back into a man-to-man. So you got to be alert when you play Tulsa. They're going to show you all different kinds of looks.
Alexander with a long 3-pointer straight on and nails it, nothing but net.
Can anybody in the country create a shot better than Courtney Alexander? I mean, guys are from Tulsa are kind of looking around saying, Coach, what do we do about that?
He leads
the answer is you better hope he misses.
Leads all scorers now with 12. He has half of the Bulldogs' 24. Kurtz, strong, rebound, comes off to Roberson. Bulldogs are down by 6. 3:40 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, Kurtz is doing Fresno State a favor every time he does not take it right in to Melvin Eli.
Roberson a little strong, Kurtz with the rebound. Shelton can't get it to go. Coley can't get the tip. 2 Bulldogs battle for it. Abney rips it away from Alexander. 3:15 left. 3-pointer by Alexander. So 6 straight for Courtney. And again, the Bulldogs back within 3.
And Coley's kind of looking around. And Eric Coley's a very good player. This guy's a top-notch defender. But Courtney Alexander so far putting on a great show in the first half. He is by himself bringing the Dogs back. And we thought 3-point field goals would be a big key. Good hands, a step in the passing lane. Wasn't that a nice defensive play?
Larry Abney's hustling defense. So Tulsa will have it, but with 15 on the shot clock. But first we have a timeout on the floor with 2:50 remaining in an exciting first half. The Bulldogs down by 3. We'll be right back.
Here's my top 10 at Fresno Bulldog Brewing Company. Bulldogs 25 booths. Bulldogs all-weather patio. Bulldog welcomes large parties. Bulldogs homemade ice cream. Bulldogs handcrafted root beer. Fresno's best fish and chips. Bulldogs Angus steaks. Bulldogs great atmosphere. Bulldogs great service. And number one, Bulldogs great food. Prepared fresh. No microwaves. Bulldog Brewing Company at the Fig Garden. Unleash the taste.
Hey, hon, you coming?
Just a minute.
Bud, let's watch.
Okay, bud, okay.
Digital camcorder.
Okay, good play.
34-inch digital TV.
Oh, here it is.
Let him get it. I'm going to get it.
Right in between guys.
Okay.
Got it? No.
And a refrigerator with ice dispenser to keep things a little cooler. Best Buy. Turn on the fun.
What defines Jerry Duncan? A man who is true to a family legacy built upon common sense, maturity, and professionalism.
A man already committed to the front lines of community involvement in Fresno.
Jerry listens. He cultivates creativity, cooperation, and success. He truly is the right man for the job.
I'm committed to Fresno. Let's get to work.
Vote Jerry Duncan, Fresno City Council, District 6.
Sunday night at 7:30 when Luann unexpectedly walks in on Hank and Peggy. Will she decide to move on up or out? Find out on King of the Hill, followed by The Simpsons, only on your station, KMPH, Fox 26. And coming up at halftime, Bulldog Spotlight, I believe, is on the red-hot Fresno State baseball team. Winners of 9 in a row and ranked number 23 in the nation. We'll also have KMPH News Break. And the first half stats and highlights brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Stan Gajarian, one of the big Fresno State boosters, sporting a new hat, a new headgear for this game, and it's
I like it.
Actually, it was manufactured. I heard the story last night. He bought the hat separately from the stuffed bulldog, put them together, and now apparently there's a move to sell them that way at the store, if you believe it.
It's going to be Stan.com. You want your hat.
Hill inside the three-point line. Let's go. And hits. So just as the Bulldogs cut it to 3, back up to 5, Hill with his first 2 points of the game.
Now it's really important to try to get the ball in the middle. Call a timeout if you're in trouble.
Under 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. 5-point lead. Alexander goes to work and held outside by Hill. That'll be the first foul on Marcus Hill. Well, 16 fouls.
Courtney uses that between the leg dribble to freeze the defender, and Hill that time was frozen and just had to reach out his arm just to contain Courtney Alexander. So not a shooting situation yet.
We've seen Alexander draw 2 fouls that way so far in the first half. This time he loses it on the way up, but it was because he was fouled on the shot. So Alexander will go to the free throw line. Coley picks up the foul. It's not a shooting foul. It's 1-1.
Now
I thought he was shooting.
That is inexplicable. This to me was you were up in the air looking to shoot the ball and you were hit down below. I can't believe they're not going to call that a shooting situation. But regardless, Courtney Alexander will get a 1-on-1 free throw opportunity.
Demetrius Porter gets his first rest as Nick Irvin checks in for the first time. Also with the Bulldogs, Travis Demandi with 2:13 remaining. Joining Alexander, Abney, and Noel Felix. So you have just 2 starters on the floor for the Bulldogs, and they're within 4.
And actually, Jerry Tarkanian's team has done a nice job of controlling Coley. Coley, a guy that really gets off and triggers his club, but he's out of the game right now. He picked up a couple of fouls, and certainly not the defensive team without Coley in the lineup. Yeah, Coley, in fact, only has 4 shot attempts in the game.
Alexander with his first miss in 4 attempts from the line as we approach the 2-minute mark. And Harrington, out of control, gets it back and is fouled as he tries to put it back up by Demandi. Demandi picks up his first. Harrington will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. That's about the 3rd time in this game that Harrington has really gotten in deep on transition, and the Bulldogs should have gotten back.
It's the first time, though, Ralph, that I've seen Greg Harrington out of control, as you said. And actually, Fresno State had good position and bailed him out. And Harrington had the presence of mind to gather that rebound and get it up.
Terrence Roberson back into the game as Demandby takes a seat with 2:04 remaining. Harrington to shoot the second of 2 free throws. He has 8 points, looking for 9.
Now, this young man's quite a player. The Mount Division freshman of the year last year, and you can see he's a real leader of this club. I mean, he's very, very heady. He can score, handle it, and see if we get a 30-second. It's going to be a 30-second timeout by Fresno State.
Tark wants to talk it over with 2:02 remaining here in the half, and it's a 34-28 Tulsa lead. Now, the Bulldogs, on a couple of occasions, have gotten it down to 3, trailing by as many as 12.
I think right now, if you're the coaching staff, I'm sure they're talking about trying to get the ball to Courtney Alexander, either coming across a screen or trying to post him up. But Courtney's got a hot hand. I think you have to find him in the offense and at least allow him to touch the ball. And the other thing is you've got Melvin Eli out, and I'm sure they're not going to put Melvin Eli back in the game with the 2 fouls.
Mark your calendars. The 3rd annual Big Bid Auction is on Saturday, June 3rd. Proceeds benefit Fresno State Athletic Department's academic support system. For information or to make a donation, please call 244-2800. Courtney Alexander shooting 50% from the game. He's 5 of 10, 3 out of 4 on 3-pointers, and just missed his first free throw in 4 attempts. McIrvin being hounded by Swanson and turns it over. Boy, out of the timeout, you get the ball, and Nick Irvin is going right back to the bench. Tark has seen enough.
Well, I don't think Nick is 100%.
Well, he's got that bad ankle, and he's hobbling around, and he was hounded defensively by Swanson, who you mentioned was one of the best defensive players around.
Yeah, he's a great defender, and now that turnover ratio is mounting as you see the Dogs with the 11. But more importantly for Tulsa, it gives them another opportunity at the offensive end.
Not much of a shooter. 12 on the shot clock. There's 10. Swanson drives. Foul on Noel Felix. With 6 on the shot clock. First foul on Felix. Swanson to the free throw line.
It's a very athletic play by Swanson against the zone, which you would think that you don't want to happen is have guys penetrate the zone. You want to keep everybody in front of you. They're going to get Felix with the foul, and Dante Swanson, who is known for his defensive abilities, makes a nice move offensively and gets to the free throw line. He's got a nice rotation on the ball. It looks like he has a very good stroke. This guy right here has done a great job here. Bill Self has just been spectacular since he's arrived at Tulsa, and Tulsa with the 25 win. I mean, they're a couple of points away from being undefeated for the year. As you said, Ralph, they lose by 1 on the road against Oral Roberts, and they've got a 6-point lead with a minute to go, and they lose. Of course, Fresno State comes back from 14 down and beat them by 2.
Larry Adams just leveled Swanson on the screen. Athletic move underneath by Noel Felix. What a reverse by the freshman.
He's coming on, isn't he? A young guy, Noel Felix. You can see he has a bright future here. Very athletic, good jumper, nice move around the basket.
5-point game, under a minute remaining. Whoop, good block. Alexander leading the pack. Loses it, but it goes to Porter. He'll put it up. Short. Alexander with a rebound. Can't get the roll. Felix with a foul over the back. So the Bulldogs had a great opportunity there to get back within 3 points. Instead, we'll go to the other end and shoot free throws.
It's hard to fault Felix. He's just trying to make things happen. As you said, 2 great opportunities, and Alexander with a rebound and a shot he can normally put down. They're going to get an over-the-back call on Felix, so he'll pick up the foul. And Shelton, who's a very good free throw shooter, now in a 1-on-1 opportunity.
Shelton, as I told you earlier, 80% from the line. Swanson, 89%. But boy, did he take a shot from Larry Abney at the midcourt line on the previous trip down the court. He never saw Abney setting the screen, and he was flat. .40 seconds remaining in the half. Shelton gives Tulsa a 7-point lead. D'Angelo McDaniel, a sophomore, checking in as Brandon Kurtz goes to the bench.
want the game to slip away from you here right at the end of the half. Trying to counter with a score.
Alexander's three-point shot is off. Shelton shoved Larry Abney right off the floor, and the foul is called on Abney. Oh, I didn't see it that way.
I think it's just going to say the ball went out of bounds. I think both players were going for the ball, but I think in this situation they're going to have no foul call, and they're going to say the ball went off of Abney. So the Golden Hurricane will have a chance to extend their 7-point lead and run it down for the last shot of the half.
That's a great.
See if you stay in the zone. The Dogs are going to stay in the zone. They made a great run to get it to 3. So now you want to try to get a stop. Contain here.
Shelton loses.
Oh, it might have been
Harrington loses it. It might have been very close to that line. Shelton for 3 at the buzzer. Can't get it to go. But still, the Golden Hurricane will go to the locker room here with a 7-point lead. Led by as many as 12. Bulldogs got within 3 a couple of times, and Tark is really letting the officials have what for. Not at all happy with the job they're doing. And I have to admit that there have been some strange no calls. And Jerry Tarkanian absolutely beside himself. I haven't seen him like this. I don't know if I've ever seen him this worked up at the officials.
I know Jerry, through the years, is not a guy that gets on officials. I mean, that's a well-known fact. So when he's upset, you know that there's probably been some questionable calls.
Bulldogs had some chances to get it closer than 3, but they're down by 7 at halftime.
Mom, did you get a promotion?
Not recently.
Are we rich?
Not since I last checked the bank balance.
Are we kind of special?
Yes.
Now the maker of America's most luxurious minivan, Town & Country Limited, also brings you America's most affordable Chrysler Voyager.
I figured it out. Your dad sold your baseball card collection.
Now get $1,500 cash allowance or 0.9 APR on all Chrysler minivans.
It's Friday, and I have a date with Mr. Right, who turns out to be Mr. All Wrong. But then on Saturday, I meet Mr. Right, and I give him my number. Now it's Sunday, and I'm on the phone with my girl Nicole, telling her what's wrong with Mr. Wrong and what's right with Mr. Right. And the phone clicks, and I'm thinking, Mr. Right, wrong.
Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong. Another reason to get call waiting ID from Pacific Bell. Know who's calling before you click over.
Pacific Bell. The phone is, once again, your friend.
Call now about our special offer.
Good evening. I'm John Mallows. Hope you're enjoying the game here on KMPH Fox 26. This is your halftime report. In the South Valley, an inmate hung himself in one of Tulare County's detention facilities. This all happened at the Bob Wiley Detention Center in a cell. Police say they found 31-year-old Raymond Guerrero hanging from a bedsheet tied to a bookshelf. The victim was awaiting trial for a murder in Tulare. He was locked inside his cell alone at the time of the mishap. In Sacramento earlier today, some politics. George W. Bush's rival made a pit stop in California, basking in the endorsement of another prominent California politician. San Diego Mayor Susan Golding picked John McCain for president, saying his character and his international policy make him the best man for the job. McCain was endorsed last week by California Secretary of State Bill Jones, the state's highest-ranking Republican office holder. Jones initially supported George W. Bush. And with the Democratic presidential race in full gear, Al Gore paid tribute in a way to McCain today, even as he continued his new tack of criticizing both McCain and Bush. The issue on this day, the environment. The backdrop, New York State. Here is CNN White House correspondent Chris Black.
From the banks of the Hudson River, Al Gore seems to be borrowing a page from John McCain's playbook, appealing to votes across party lines.
I want you to know I want to welcome all of the pro-environment Republicans to stand with me and to march under my banner in this election. I need your help.
And to prove his point, Gore rolled out a prominent crossover voter.
Al Gore is our environmental champion.
In New York, it was a day to feature the environment with the endorsement of the state chapter of the League of Conservation Voters and unveil an ad starring environmentalist Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
There's no American political leader in our history with a greater understanding or commitment to environmental protection than Al Gore.
Despite his pitch for bipartisan support, the vice president lashed out at both Republican candidates, John McCain and George W. Bush.
0 and 1. a zero record of support for the environment in the Congress, in the Senate on the one hand, and number one in giving the polluters whatever they want to the detriment of our citizens.
Gore mentioned his rival, Bill Bradley, magnanimously.
Bill Bradley does have a good environmental record, and I acknowledge that.
Although the Bradley threat seems to be fading, the Gore campaign remains vigilant, responding within hours to a Bradley ad in Washington State where a non-binding beauty contest takes place on February 29. But on this day, he was in a New York state of mind.
Al Gore is touching all of the bases of the convoluted New York primary landscape, making a case for his candidacy as part of a national campaign aimed at locking up the Democratic nomination by March 7th. Chris Black, CNN, Dobbs Ferry, New York.
And we're back with more of your halftime report right after this brief timeout.
A thought for those of you married to your job. Every once in a while, have a fling with your wife. Royal Caribbean, like no vacation on earth.
Welcome back. A new study shows that breast cancer tumor cells are often present in bone marrow. Doctors say this finding can actually help them diagnose the survival odds of women with breast cancer. After 4 years, those with cancer in the marrow were 4 times more likely to have died, while women with cancer spreading to the lymph nodes were 3 times as likely to have died. A new dollar coin may be in your purses or your pockets, and you might not even know it. The dollar coin was released just weeks ago to the Federal Reserve banks and about 3,000 Walmart stores. Now, the coin features Sacagawea, who led Lewis and Clark on their historic expedition across the country. That's your halftime report. Join me, John Mallos, and J.D. McCliver for all the day's news on the KMPH 10 o'clock news, including a one-tank trip to Monterey Bay that you won't want to miss. Now back to the Fresno State basketball game.
Don't you worry, little guys. I'll find you a happy home. Hey, Berman, before you take this frost-brewed Coors Light, it's one of my little babies, I'll have to ask you a few questions. Huh? How often do you clean your home? Morning beer. Of course you do. Do you have a good job?
I'm a surgeon, brain surgeon.
I won't be happy till all these beers have a good home. Berman, there's a roof over your head.
Oh, skylight.
Oh.
Hey, college basketball fans, this year, March Madness begins right here in Fresno. Selland Arena will be the site of some of the most exciting hoop action in the country as Fresno State hosts the 2000 Western Athletic Conference men's and women's basketball tournament, March 8th through the 11th. Be sure to reserve your seat to witness 16 hopeful teams grind it out over 4 action-packed days to crown 2 champions. Call today and secure your seat for this 14-game hoop extravaganza. For tournament passes and information, call 278-DOGS. Don't miss out on the biggest sporting event to ever come to Fresno.
Toshiba copiers make a difference.
You can take and combine different products within your office right now, your laser printer, your copier, your fax, into one unit.
And there's a difference in the companies that sell them.
We've invested a lot of money into supporting the product and into supporting the people that work for Walco to take good care of the customer.
Compare for yourself.
You're going to find out you're better off with Walco Business Systems.
And see the Toshiba difference at Walco Business Systems.
Time now for Bulldog Spotlight.
Heads up, the Bulldogs are a big hit.
It's a good balanced ball club, though. We have good pitching, and we played great defense this weekend, and we hit well. So you get all 3 of those areas going well, you can win some ball games.
Some try 9 in a row. In fact, their 9-2 start is their best since 1980. The Bulldogs have even cracked the top 25. Heading into their weekend showdown at Rice, the Dogs are ranked 23rd in the nation.
We're a really confident team right now. We know that if somebody doesn't get the job done, there's another person back there waiting to do it.
No one's doing it more than Brandon Gamol. The sophomore first baseman is hitting a torrid .488 and has been named WAC Player of the Week twice already.
I hope it lasts a whole season. Some players have it I've seen them go a whole season where they just happen to have really good concentration.
While the hitting attack is averaging over 7 runs a game, the pitching is giving up fewer than 4. Freshman Bo Hintz has already thrown 2 complete games, giving up just 1 run, while senior Tom Graham has won 2 games himself.
I just want to go out there and show the team my best effort, and then they'll follow me, or show the new guys what it takes, or whatever it takes out there. I just want to be out there so they can lean towards me, and then I can lean back on them when I'm in trouble.
We'll visit more with the Fresno State baseball team right after this.
The Red Wave rules at Bulldog basketball. So hit the court hard in authentic game wear. Keep out the cold in warm Fresno State sweatshirts in all styles. Bulldog jackets and windbreakers for men and women. Polos, T-shirts, and Fresno's largest selection of caps and hats. For gift giving, the Bulldog Shop has it. From pins to puppies. And hoop it up with the kids in Bulldog clothing. If you're looking for the real gear, look to the Bulldog Shop. Cedar and Barstow.
Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball caught the corner. Fresno State wins it.
It's been 8 long seasons since the Bulldogs made it to the College World Series, but this year's squad has the potential to be the best team since.
Well, I think it could be one of them. Of course, I always think every team's good, and I felt that we had a good team in '93, '94, '95, '96. But this is a good ball club.
The quick start this year could be a carryover from last year. The Dogs finished last season winning 17 of its last 23.
When they were struggling, we stayed with them, and they stayed with us, and they stuck with each other and became a team, and that's hard to beat when you're a team.
Entering his 32nd season, Bennett needs to win maybe more now than ever. He has many goals written into his contract, including a top 25 ranking and at least 2 wins in the regionals.
All I do when I coach, and it's the best advice I give anybody, is do what you have control over. I can't control what other people think about me. I can control what I think about me, but I can't control what they do.
So far this year, it's the Dogs winning that's been out of control. I'm Dana Green with the Bulldog Spotlight.
A thought for those of you married to your job. Every once in a while, have a fling with your wife. Royal Caribbean, like no vacation on earth.
Professor Klump discovered a magical formula. Now he's half the man and twice the lover. Eddie Murphy is the Nutty Professor, tonight at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
It's time to play Who Wouldn't Want to Win $100? Here's tonight's question. What city is Ally McBeal set in? Is it A, New York, B, Boston, C, Baltimore, D, Chicago? Now be the first caller at 1-800-27-FOX-26. Who wouldn't want to win $100? Your station.
Welcome back to the Donald Rowan Center on the campus of Tulsa University. A sellout here, 8,355, and standing room only as well, along with Dan Bilwami and myself. Bulldogs trailing this one 37-30. Some missed opportunities for the Bulldogs, Dan, in the first half.
Well, there were some missed opportunities, certainly at the offensive end. They had some easy chances around the goal and could not capitalize. But the fact is, Ralph, that Fresno State was almost blown out of here early, and they did a nice job to close it to 3. So they have to regain their confidence. Eli still only has the 2 fouls, so that's a positive thing. And just need to come back the second half.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Fresno State took a 2-0 lead, and that was the last lead for the Bulldogs, but Courtney Alexander rallied them from 12 back to within 3 on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, Courtney had a big first half, and Melvin Eli did a nice job when this was a great little left-handed reach drop of his, but the foul problems, I think he played with not as much confidence at the defensive end, but Alexander picked up the slack when he could, made some trays, and really did a nice job in the first half, because we know Courtney's not 100%. So, and this club, Tulsa, they could beat you in a number of ways. I like Harrington. Harrington gets a good look at the goal. He's a good three-point shooter. He's very heady with the ball. He makes things happen. And Shelton, leading scorer on the club. He had 10 in the first half and doesn't start. So what does that tell you? That tells you this Tulsa team is so well balanced and they can hit you from many different angles.
And the kind of depth that Fresno State does not enjoy. As we take a look at the stats brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. You know, Melvin Eli only took 2 shots in that first half. Alexander took 12 and made 5 of them.
And the turnover story, Tulsa had the quick 7. They didn't turn it over after that, and 11 now for the Dogs. So they started turning it over. You look at the scoring from both teams.
Joining us now, our man in the locker room for Fresno State, the Director of Basketball Operations, Jack Fertig. Jack?
Well, guys, obviously the zone was much more effective defensively for the Bulldogs, so you can look for them to go back to the zone. Tulsa was trying to attack it by hitting the middle and kicking it back out. They hit 4 3-point shots in their first 7 possessions, have not hit one since. So look for the Dogs to pack it in a little more and see if they can make Tulsa to beat them from the outside. If you remember the first play of the game, the Dogs went to Melvin Eli, blew by Brandon Kurtz for a dunk. Look for that play right off the top. They want to run that same thing. Then they want to try to beat these guys off the drive. They think the way to beat Tulsa is to beat them off the dribble.
Thanks very much, Jack Fertig. We'll be back with the second half. Bulldogs trailing 37-30 right after this.
Follow the red pin to extra savings at Gottschalk's Red Line Clearance.
Take an additional 30% off first markdowns, an additional 50% off second, third, and fourth markdowns.
Save 45 to 80% now during Gottschalk's Red Line sale.
It's one big sale. It's on now. One big sale at Gottschalk's. The white sale. You want it, you need it, then you got it. Gottschalk's. The white sale. It's on now.
Hey, college basketball fans, this year, March Madness begins right here in Fresno. Selland Arena will be the site of some of the most exciting hoop action in the country as Fresno State hosts the 2000 West Athletic Conference men's and women's basketball tournament, March 8th through the 11th. Be sure to reserve your seat to witness 16 hopeful teams grind it out over 4 action-packed days to crown 2 champions. Call today and secure your seat for this 14-game hoop extravaganza. For tournament passes and information, call 278-DOGS. Don't miss out on the biggest sporting event to ever come to Fresno.
Sark going over some final instructions to his players as Bulldogs get ready to take the floor for the final 20 minutes here at the Reynolds Center, down by 7, 37-30. And they are all here tonight for the Golden Hurricanes. I like some of the T-shirts in the section up here has self-defense. That's Bill Self's defense. And they start him young.
Great college basketball atmosphere here in Tulsa. I mean, they are into their ball club, and well, they should be. The number 13 ranked team in the country. And an excellent basketball team. And Fresno State getting back in that zone. You heard Jack Fertig say to go to the zone. Hopefully they get some outside misses and then try to rebound the ball and initiate the break.
Hill for 3, and that's a good start for Tulsa. 10-point Tulsa lead.
Well, Hill is a confident shooter. Did not do a good job in the first half of making shots, but good shooters continue to shoot.
Eli with the turnaround rattles it home. Fortunate, perhaps, that he didn't draw that third foul when Kurtz hit the floor.
You know Hurd can shoot it, Ralph, and you know Hill's got the stroke, and Harrington's pretty good from the perimeter. So Hill's looking for the goal now. Well, look out now.
Now 2 in a row.
Yeah, now forget the zone. Now it's like, okay, next time down you may see Fresno State switch it up, go back man-to-man.
Hill is only a 33% three-point shooter. He's the first 2 here in the second half. So it's Roberson turns it over, or did they call a foul?
I think
they're going to say he turned it over. It's a jump ball situation, a possession error to Fresno State. The ball was tied up. He went up in the air and came back down. Fans wanted a turnover.
Well, obviously you cannot go up and down.
Well, watch, he sure does.
Well, he does, but you cannot allow it if you're the official. So it's either going to be a travel or they're going to say it was a hell ball. So arrow points to Fresno State and they get the hell ball. Lob it.
Abney lays it off the glass and in. The pass from Porter.
Boy, I sure like that play.
Well, Abney's first field goal of the game. He was over 3 in the first half.
Well executed. A little rear pick. Pass almost is too low. Got to get that ball up at the goal.
Harrington Takes the pass from Marcus Hill and does what Hill had done the previous 2 times down. 3 3-pointers to start the half for Tulsa.
That's 30-second timeout right now. They're going to get a 30. And you're going to see Fresno State switching the defense coming out.
And unfortunately, that zone that worked so well in the first half is, I think, going to go by the wayside now. Let's take a look at Fresno State getting on the board here in the second half.
Well, this is the rear screen, Ralph, but they did a great job. The pass was almost too low. Really a nice recovery by Abney to pick it up and lay it in. But an excellent job of running the rear screen by Alexander, set a screen, and then just run Abney right behind it and lob it over the top. That hasn't been the problem. The problem has been at the defensive end of the court. The zone, as you said, that was so effective in the first half. Tulsa's now really kind of honed in on their perimeter shooting, and they've made 3 threes to start the second half.
That's why the Golden Hurricane are 25-2. They make adjustments.
Average margin of victory, 20.2. They lead the nation.
They've been living up to that nickname, blowing out opponents.
Yeah, they blow people out.
This match is Tulsa's biggest lead, up by 12. Eli going to be strong on that one. The rebound comes off to Abney. Roberson hits a 3. That's his first 3-pointer of the game.
That's the first good look that Terrence has had in a long time. Had no one in front of him. And now the man-to-man. Cannot stay in the zone if they're going to continue to make shots, get out and defend it. And Hurd's a good shooter.
Rebound Roberson. Under control here. Alexander. Aerobatic move, but can't get him to go down. Comes off to Eli, and he swishes it.
Melvin Eli. Melvin Eli, he's got a little repertoire now. He can step away. He can shoot the outside J. He goes with either hand. I mean, this guy has improved immensely at the offensive end.
Bulldogs run off 5 straight.
It's a very gutty Fresno State team. They just will not go away.
Coley, quiet in the first half, hooks it over Abney.
Well, that's the strength of this Tulsa team. Coley's the leader, did not have a big first half, yet the Golden Hurricane still with a nice lead.
Roberson, who just made his first basket of the game. Trying to control it, is undercut, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be Bulldog ball with 19 on the shot clock. 16:59 remaining in the game. 9-point Tulsa lead. Roberson's gotten rid of the headband here in the second half. Alexander. Rebound by Abney. Takes it back up. Can't get it to go. It's going to be a foul over the back, I believe, on Marcus Hill.
It's a beautiful job by Abney that time to control that rebound. He himself knows that he's really facing a club that's motivated tonight, and they've got some athletes inside. This is a big-time rebound, but again, no finish and a good call. He'll definitely over the top. So out of bounds, it will go to the Dogs, and running their man-to-man out-of-bounds play. So see if they can execute. Well, Harrington is just harassing Roberson. Roberson knows he's got a size advantage on him.
Away from the ball, we're going to have a foul on Coley. He was holding Courtney Alexander. That'll be 3 on Eric Coley.
Okay, what Coley's trying to do, Ralph, is front Alexander. He's trying to deny him the ball. He's a veteran guy. He's a guy that understands the game, but he's going to hold him a bit inside.
Well, I'll tell you, Alexander, if he had made that, you can blame Coley for not paying attention. Coley wasn't even looking at Alexander. As there was another scramble for the ball. The Bulldogs came out with it. Porter loses it.
Oh, this has been a tough one. See if they're going to get a foul.
Over and back, they're going to say, and I don't know if that's the right call.
What an emotional game.
Didn't Hurd have a piece of that ball? Has it carried into the backcourt? Well, I'd like to see that again. Let's take a look.
Oh, what a scramble here with bodies all over the floor. And what you like about it, everybody is hustling. Here the ball just slips out of Porter's hand and gets into the backcourt. I don't know if anybody really had possession.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that call either, but there have been a few of those.
I'm not wiping off the ball. The ball, it seems like it's real slippery.
Kurtz inside. Bangs bodies with Eli. In and out. Kurtz with a rebound. He'll take it right back up and put it in.
Again, a great job on the first shot. Just can afford to let guys take second and third inside. Screen them out and go and get it. Now the fans really into the game.
Roberson, 3. Rebound, Coley. Kicks it off to Harrington. You can't control it. Turnover. It'll be out of bounds, Bulldogs. 15:37 remaining on the floor. And we are going to have a timeout. So Fresno State now down by 11 here in Tulsa. We'll be right back.
Guys got a burger.
Cool. It's a girl's burger.
Yeah, it's that new sourdough burger.
The new charbroiled sourdough bacon cheeseburger. It's just what you've been waiting for.
Is that what we're waiting for?
New at Carl's Jr.
It's always an exciting season at the Bulldog Shop. Whatever you're looking for in Bulldog Red, you'll find it at the Bulldog Shop. Choose from Fresno State sweatshirts in every style, Bulldog jackets and windbreakers for both men and women, polos, T-shirts, Fresno's largest selection of caps and hats, and fun stuff for every fan. Shop for the kids and dress them up in their Bulldog best. It's always an exciting season at the Bulldog Shop, Cedar and Barstow, across from all 3 stadiums.
Hi, I'm Gary Anfinger. Welcome to Lithia Hyundai. Hyundai buyers valley-wide have come to understand that Lithia Hyundai is all about more selection, more discounts, and more personal guarantees.
America's best warranty, the 10-year powertrain warranty and the 5-year 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty right here. And 0.9% financing now available on the all-new Hyundai Sonata. Check our clearly marked promo boxes for best value.
See? More is better.
At Lithia Hyundai, North Blackstone and Auto Center Drive.
Sunday night at 9, Mulder is drawn into a deadly game of virtual reality. Will Scully be able to get to him in time? Find out on the X-Files following the new comedy Malcolm in the Middle on your station, KMPH, Fox 26. There's a guy they call the coach here.
Watch the home. Hey, watch the right there.
He's not a coach, he's a fan, but man, he is something. He does. I've seen him before when we've been here. He just works that floor.
All right, Tulsa, of course, predominantly a man-to-man team going to stay in their primary defense, and be a good time to try to free up Courtney Alexander. You look at the field goals of the second half, and Tulsa starting the second half just like they did the first. Good job by Hill that time to get on Alexander. Look at Hill defend Alexander. Doing a great job that time. He got free.
He did get free and finally gets his first basket of the second half, but it's not coming easy for Courtney Alexander.
Oh, you're right about that, Rob. He's had to work for so many of his goals, and I thought that time excellent read by Melvin Eli with the ball. He waited and allowed Alexander to free up.
18 for Alexander as Kurtz can't get to go at the other end, but the rebound comes off to Hill. Nice little dish. Hill can't control it at the Tulsa bench. So the Bulldogs get the basketball down by 9 with 14:47 remaining. Still very much in the basketball game. Coley will go to the bench.
And they come back with Shelton, who is the leading scorer.
Well, that's a pretty good switch off.
Yeah, well, he plays significant minutes. I mean, it's misleading that he doesn't start because he plays quite a few minutes, and he's just a big-time athlete that puts numbers up.
Eli working on Kurtz. Boy, he controlled the ball after losing it on the way up and still got it in, count the basket, and he was fouled. What a great shot play by Melvin Eli.
And the thing that Tulsa's doing is they're playing Melvin one-on-one. See, they're not doubling Melvin. Finally, they came over for a little help. They cannot drop down with their outside people because Alexander that gets freed up, Porter gets freed up, and so does Roberson. So you have a nice little situation if you get the ball to Eli and he's in tight.
Can't get the three-point play, but it's knocked out of bounds by Kurtz. So the Bulldogs will get the ball. And I think Bulldogs may have gotten a break on that. It looked like Courtney Alexander.
Now watch Alexander see if they can run he or Roberson off the screen.
Eli pump fakes. Roberson muscles his way. Can't get it to go. Rebound Shelton. So there's another one of those missed opportunities like we talked about in the first half. Kurtz kicks it out for the three. Hill misses, but a foul. If that's on Eli, that'll be number 3. Eli picks up his third.
Now the strategy for Bill Self is, again, let's direct the ball to the man that Eli is defending. And he may be on Shelton, who is their best inside player. That was well executed on the outside.
Harrington open for the out of bounds. It's a 2-point shot. 52-43. And again, we see the speed of Courtney Alexander as he just blows past the defender, drawing the foul on Hill.
Well, he is just explosive. I mean, the pro guys you talk to love the way he's playing. I mean, you just can't contain him. And you have to respect his outside game. But did he put it on the ground? And what a leaper. Look at this. I'm going to have to let him play. Didn't make it, but magnificent effort.
9-point deficit, Fresno State, 13:45. Ball knocked away from Harrington, but it ends up in the hands of Kurtz, who then goes to Shelton, and he is called for the foul. So for, I think, maybe the first time in this game, we see one go Fresno State's way.
Well, I thought Eli made a pretty good move that time. Seemed like Melvin tried to hold position. Shelton smart. He knew that Eli had the 3 fouls. He did the right thing. Put it on the official to make the call. You look at that turnover story, and actually the Dogs have done a good job taking care of the ball, because this is a team that leads the WAC in steals, one of the leaders in the country in terms of that category. So if you keep that stat even, that's a big victory for Fresno State.
Got to get some points, though. Played 6.5 minutes here in the second half, and you're down. You've lost 2 points to the halftime score. Down by 7.5, down by 9 now.
Yeah, you need a little strength. You need to get it going.
Third rebounds the miss by Eli. Shelton inside the Curtis. Dante Swanson with a drive over Larry Abney and in. Swanson with a steal, and there he goes.
Well, that's what Dante Swanson brings to the table. He's a magnificent defender. He's a guy that comes in and just energizes you with his defense, and now everybody is standing. Now the crowd's really in.
Biggest lead of the game, 13.
Watch the 5 seconds down. Watch the 5. They finally got rid of him.
Eli inside from Porter, slams him. Melvin Eli now with 12.
Demetrius Porter just turned into an Iron Man at the point. And they just cannot lose him, and he's done a nice job of controlling the ball, making good decisions.
A whistle, a foul away from the ball. It'll be on Melvin Eli, I believe. If it is, that's his 4th with 12:07 left. Now, he was just going to come out of the game. And he picked up his 4th before Tark could get him to the bench. Noel Felix was sitting down there at the scorer's table waiting to check in.
And what Melvin's trying to do here is use, this is a big-bodied guy, and they're going to get him with a foul. And an area of emphasis here is supposed to be post play. You're not supposed to be able to put your hands on players, but you could make that call almost every time.
Inside is Shelton. He fires over Abney and hits, and this one's starting to get away from the Bulldogs. Under 12 minutes to go.
Especially with Eli and Alexander out of the game for Fresno State. This is a big part of the game here. You need some guys to make shots. If your 2 best players are, 2 of your better players are out.
Steal by Shelton.
You're right, Ralph. This is the point of the game. You just kind of feel right now that the game is slipping away.
Another foul away from the ball. This one's going to be on Noel Felix. Most of them going against Fresno State here in the second half. 3rd foul now on Felix. So you've got Eli on the bench with 4. Felix in the game with 3. And the Bulldogs in big trouble.
You have already been over there twice, Harold. Just go to bed.
No, they're going to pay. I'm going to teach those kids a lesson.
Yeah, right.
Hey, saved my game, right?
Dolby Digital Surround Sound. Sega Dreamcast. And the games to bring up the kids in anyone. Best Buy. Turn on the fun.
Guy's got a burger.
Cool. It's a Carl's burger.
Yeah, it's that new sourdough burger.
The new charbroiled sourdough bacon cheeseburger. It's just what you've been waiting for.
Is that what we're waiting for?
New at Carl's Jr.
The Fresno State baseball team back in action home March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The national-ranked Bulldogs take on Hawaii Hilo. First pitch 7 p.m. Thursday, March 2nd. The 19th-ranked Fresno State women's tennis team will be taking on UTEP in a crucial WAC conference match, 11 a.m. Saturday, March 4th at the Wathen Tennis Center. This week in Bulldog Sports has been brought to you by AT&T Wireless Services. Ralph Wood along with Dan Belwamini and Myron Noodleman here at the Reynolds Center in Tulsa. Uh-oh. There's a little man-to-man defense there.
Now Myron puts the press on all by himself, doesn't he?
Yeah. Dan, you were talking about how on defensive possessions for Fresno State, the first effort is there, and it's the second and third efforts that are not there. And it's a team that just has a tendency to run out of gas because you guys have to play so much. If you look at the stat sheet, 20 minutes played in the first half for both Porter and Courtney Alexander, 19 for Terrence Roberson. And it starts to wear on you here in the second half.
And Tulsa is an excellent defensive team. I mean, they rotate 8 or 9 players, and this team, they're 3 or 4 points away this year from being undefeated. Well, this is a fine club, and I think will do damage in the NCAA tournament. It's a club that's going to win some games. It may get like to the Elite 8. I think a very good basketball team, the Tulsa Golden Hurricane.
Should they be in the top 10 at this point?
I think they should be in the top 10, absolutely.
Either by Felix or Abney.
I really think they're the best unknown team in America. I just don't think they get the exposure that a lot of clubs get. And here, a good defensive effort by Felix to come with the help, and 15 seconds left on the 35.
Felix, just a freshman, showing some signs against Tulsa and again tonight of what he can deliver. Now we have a foul away from the basketball. This one will go against Tulsa. McDaniel picks up his first, so Tulsa gets nothing out of the possession. The Bulldogs down by 13 with 11 minutes remaining in the second half.
Well, and Alexander is being guarded by Dante Swanson, who's a good defensive player, but you think Alexander's going to try to post him up. They were looking for him, but again, good job by the Hurricane to step it away.
Really a dangerous pass into traffic that time. Harrington does what he wanted to do. Just took it coast to coast and drew enough contact to get the foul on Alexander. That'll be 2 fouls on Alexander. 14 fouls on the Bulldogs. Tulsa already has 16 fouls. Off the inbound. They had worked that play to the other side previous, and Harrington hit it. This time, no. Demanby for 3. Oh, that's a good 3-point shot by Travis Demanby.
All you need is a spark. You know, there's no quit in Fresno State. Still plenty of time to go in the game. You need someone to spark you to make some shots and try to play some defense and hope to get some stops at this end.
Dante Swanson was being defended by the Navy. Now they switch.
5 seconds. 5 seconds. No, they don't call it.
Harrington with a spin move and the pass a little too slick for McDaniel to handle. It's off of his hand. And another turnover for Tulsa. 12 turnovers for the Golden Hurricane. Bulldogs with 10:06 remaining, trail by 10. Eli still on the bench.
And Ralph, they did all of that with Eric Coley out of the game, who was really their best all-around player. So he has not had the kind of game he normally has, but they get Coley out of the ball game, and now they get him back in. But they extended their lead with their best guy on the bench.
Alexander over Coley for 3. So here come the Bulldogs again, down by 7.
How do you like Fresno State? All of a sudden, they're out of the game. All of a sudden, you got a situation where they're heading into oblivion, and the fans are in it. All of a sudden, Demanby with a 3, and coming right back is Alexander with a 3.
4 of 6 on 3-pointers by Alexander. Shelton will get hammered on the way up by Abney. He got great position inside. Abney had no choice. At least he found him hard enough to prevent the basket. Strong, David Shelton.
Well, David Shelton is really the X factor on this team. He's a guy that comes off the bench. He's very strong inside. He has a nice repertoire of shots. And look at him get position, and he pump fakes. He understands how to play. And he gets the defender in the air and does a good job to draw the foul. And, of course, an 80+% free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's almost automatic on the line anyway for 2.
There's a lot of talk about this guy right here, Bill Self, being wooed by many schools to leave. He says he's from here. He likes it here. They've had a great tradition of coaches here at Tulsa with Nolan Richardson, J.D. Barnett, Tubby Smith, Steve Robinson, and now Bill Self. So Tulsa's always been a fantastic basketball school, and obviously that tradition is continuing.
Spent 4 years as head coach at Oral Roberts on the other side of Tulsa before he came here to Tulsa. He says he wants to stay here. That just means the money hasn't been good enough elsewhere.
Yeah, well, that means they may have to adjust that. Why not keep him there?
Alexander open for three at the baseline. Boy, he had a good look at that one. Rebound comes off to Hill. Streaking down the floor, gets it to Hurd. Demetrius Porter looks up at the official. No call. Hurd with the basket. And the lead back up to 11.
Well, you miss those three-point opportunities. Prepare for a long rebound. That time Felix gets the rebound.
Was a nice rebound by Felix, but he couldn't control it. Out of bounds. Turnover. Ball goes to Tulsa, leading by 11.
Felix sometimes makes some very good plays and then gets just a little over-anxious trying to make something happen. And he's going to learn. I mean, he's a young player. He has talent. And obviously, this is a great learning experience for him. See those turnovers by half. And Tulsa still a club that forces more turnovers than they make.
Travis Demamby thrown to the floor by Brandon Kurtz, and the officials saw it. So Kurtz picks up his third foul. 17 fouls now for Tulsa, so we're going to shoot free throws. Forget about bringing it in. We're going 1-1 at the other end for Travis Demamby. As Larry Abney checks back in for the Bulldogs, Felix goes out. Eli remains on the bench.
Well, of course, Eli with the 4 fouls. And you see the free throw shooting, and Fresno State with only these 7 attempts. But Tulsa, very good free throw shooting team. Really, Kurtz the only guy on the floor that's not a good free throw shooter. And they're 9 of 10. Now, Kurtz did pick up his third foul. So you may want to look at that. The problem when you're behind, Ralph, you don't have the luxury of using possessions to try to continue to put the ball down deep. You're thinking more of trying to get back in the game and making some threes. If you have the lead, it's great to get the other team in foul trouble because you can use the possessions to move the ball down low and try to draw more fouls. But look at that. Look at that background to shoot into.
It's the nice bounce, though, despite the distraction. So Travis Demamby hits 2 free throws, and it's a 9-point Tulsa lead. Under 8.5 minutes remaining. Kurtz doesn't get the bounce. Abney gets the rebound. Lob to Roberson a little too long, and I think that was an ill-advised pass. Fresno State needed a good possession there. See if it really comes back to hurt him. Hill. Ball is tipped out. Now it's Alexander. Roberson gets it to Demamby. Porter is open for 3. He hits it. 3-pointer, Demetrius Porter.
I thought
it's a 6-point game.
Wasn't that a beautiful read by Demamby? And he could have shot the ball. So what did he do? He used poise and patience to try to maneuver the ball to the open player. That was well executed by Fresno State.
Travis Demamby has drawn a foul. He's hit a couple of free throws. And a 3-pointer. Now Fresno State getting opportunities again. Down by 6. It was 13.
I think it's Courtney Alexander's time right now.
Oh, look at him work. Gives it up. Roberson. That's going to be good. 3-pointer, Terrence Roberson.
I think the time. How do you like it? How do you like it?
This game was over. Down by 13. Now within 3 and 7-12 left.
And it's quiet again here at Tulsa. I mean, all of a sudden, here come the Dogs.
Well, this is a team that will not go away, certainly tonight. And Tulsa's getting a case of deja vu.
Yeah, well, we thought 3-point shooting would be a big key. And opportune time for Roberson under duress. That was not an easy one. And Roberson, the bench explodes. I thought Demamby has been a real plus for this club since he came in. Made a 3, did a nice job at the defensive end, maneuvered the ball to Demetrius Porter, did a good job on a rotation. And Bill Self, who was thinking, we had this game well in hand. Now, in doubt, look at the 3-point shooting. I mean, both clubs really doing a great job from beyond the arc.
Shows you what the 3-pointer will do for you. if you have the guys who can knock it down.
This has been a high-level game. And by the way, the WAC tournament is in Fresno. Anybody tell you that, Ralph? Have you heard that?
Maybe a rematch. Could be the third, as the Bulldogs, over the last 5 minutes, have outscored Tulsa 16-6.
Melvin Eli with the 4 fouls now back on the floor. So you hope he just doesn't make a cameo appearance here, and they're trying to get the ball to the guy Eli's guarding.
Coley out of control, and I think that's going to be on Coley.
Great play by Eli.
Boy, Eli, dangerous.
Yeah, well, you know why it's dangerous? It's dangerous because you're not sure which way the guy's going to call it.
Fortunately for Fresno State, it went on Coley, and that's his 4th.
Looks like they're going to get a player. Should be a player control if he didn't have possession of the ball. You should be shooting at the other end.
Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. We got a ball game, folks.
In the next 30 years, the population of the Earth will double to nearly 12 billion people. It will take 450 trillion pounds of food to meet the demand. This is agriculture's challenge in the 21st century, a challenge to be met by e-commerce. TheAgZone.com, the critical key to a worldwide solution, designed by agriculture for agriculture. TheAgZone.com, providing e-commerce services, exposure worldwide while cutting your costs. TheAgZone.com, everything under one roof.
Follow the red pin to extra savings at Gottschalk's Red Line Clearance.
Take an additional 30% off first markdowns, an additional 50% off second, third, and fourth markdowns.
Take 45 to 80% now during Gottschalk's Red Line sale.
It's one big savings on now. One big sale at Gottschalk's. The white sale. You want it, you need it, then you got it. Gottschalk's. The white sale. It's on now. Oh, yeah. Percos.
Garlic chicken and mushrooms, $6.99. Percos Cafe. We put great food on the map.
Bulldog basketball on Fox 26 is brought to you by Gottschalk's. If you want to be seen at Gottschalk's.
There is no better way to be sure you reach each and every Bulldog fan than to take advantage of advertising opportunities with the Fresno State Athletic Department. Call 244-2800 for information. 3-point Tulsa lead with 6:45 remaining thanks to that 16-6 Bulldog run. Fresno State had trailed by 13. Travis DeManby started it with a 3-pointer. Now the Bulldogs with the basketball. They've been here. Well, this will be the 3rd time. Twice in the first half. They got within 3 and had problems when they were within 3. Eli draws the foul on Kevin Johnson, the freshman. It'll be 1-1 for Melvin Eli. 19th foul on Tulsa.
That's the other thing you don't want to do, Ralph, when you have the lead. You don't want to put the other team to the foul line. It allows them to rest, regroup, get their defense set, get organized. And, of course, if you're the team foul like Fresno State, obviously you have to make them pay. And they don't on that situation.
And Eli had made 26 of his last 31 free throws. But as it was in the first half, an opportunity slips away once you get within 3. Steal by DeManby if he can get to it. And he's ahead of the pack with Shelton. Bang to the floor by Shelton. That'll send DeManby to the line to shoot 2. And here's a kid who doesn't miss many free throws.
How about DeManby? Boy, what a second half for Travis DeManby. Really got him going with a 3. Look at here. Look at him move. Anytime you move your arms when you play defense, sometimes you may deflect the ball. That's why you do it. And DeManby knew that Shelton was coming hard, and he slowed down and did a very nice job that time to shield with his body to draw the foul.
Oh, he misses the first, the chance to get the team within 1.
Coach doesn't want to look. I can't
There's
look.
still 6 minutes to go in this one, 6:19 to be exact. So that's an eternity. He hits the second of the 2, and this is as close as the Bulldogs have been since early in the first half. It's a 2-point game. DeManby with 6. As
Shelton, you know, is the go-to player on the floor for Tulsa. He or Harrington normally will make things happen. See if they go to Shelton. You know, Shelton wants to take it in tight, wants to take it to the goal. Almost another steal. See if they get a bad court
because it was first deflected by Alexander, then off the hand.
No, I think it's a bad call, Ralph.
And the official nearest to us is going to change the ball. Overrule it.
The ball was deflected. It should be Tulsa possession. I mean,
Alexander hit it first, then it went off the hand of Hurd.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, they're gonna, as soon as Alexander touched it, it did go off of Hurd, but they say he didn't have possession of the ball.
11 on the shot clock. 2-point Tulsa lead with 5:54 remaining in the game.
This is an interesting call because what they're asking for is a reset of the 35. And they're going to say there was not a possession.
Oh, there was no change of possession.
There was no change of possession. So you keep the shot clock at 11. Oh, keep your hand up.
Well, he did. Harrington just turned that over himself, and that's going to be goaltending. This game is tied.
Well, what a comeback by Fresno State. And Courtney Alexander, superb defense, 30-second timeout.
That might be the play of the game. If you guys have that and could back it up at all, watch what Courtney Alexander does defensively. There you see the easy call on the goaltending. But I think Harrington just outsmarted himself on the dribble, tried to go a little behind the back and around, and he lost the ball.
Okay, when Courtney Alexander is going at full speed, he can change the game not only offensively, but he is super quick defensively. You got to remember the guy's 6'6", and he has that quickness. And you watch Alexander, and I thought the other thing he did was very smart. You see him hold his hands up. He got position. He did not reach, and the official did not make any call at all. And there's that guy again demanding. What a second half he's had.
He may not have the most points, but I'll tell you right now, he's the player of the game. He has sparked this Fresno State team. 8 of his points, all in the second half. And now you've gotten all the way back. You've tied it so often. Getting back takes so much out of a team that you can't get over the hump. But that's what this Fresno State team faces now as the fans get to their feet. Tied for the first time since it was 2-2. Blocking foul on Demetrius Porter. You want to make a point?
Well, I think if you're Fresno State, though, before the game started, and you told Coach Starkanian, you know what? There's a little over 5 minutes to go in the game, and it's 62-all. I think he'd take this situation. So they have made a great play. And this almost there could have been a push by Hurd because Porter had good position. Watch it back door.
It's a 19-6 run as Kurtz kicks it back out to Hurd. Hill lobs it into Kurtz. Eli with the 4 fouls. Kurtz can't get it to go. Harrington runs it down. Hill thought, I think, that there was no time on the shot clock. The rebound comes off to Harrington.
Boy, they've had multiple opportunities this possession. This is what, the third one.
Didn't Hill look like he fired that one up thinking the shot clock was running down?
I think Hill's a good three-point shooter. He started the half with a couple, and I think he just felt that he was open, like Hurd.
Now, Hurd's a good three-point shooter.
Eventually, you're going to make one. You know, I mean, if you get multiple possessions and opportunities, 4 opportunities that time, you're going to make one of the 4.
Substitution for Tulsa. Coley into the game. Hill comes out. After the Bulldogs have battled back to tie, Hurd with the 3 as Tulsa regains the lead.
What a game for Tony Hurd. 4 of 6 from three-point range. So he's got 14 in the game.
Approaching 4.5 minutes remaining.
Try to set some screens now for Alexander. That's a tough.
Alexander for 3. Rebound taken by Coley, then knocked out of bounds by Melvin Eli. So it'll be Tulsa ball, leading by 3 with 4.5 minutes to go.
And of course, the Dogs back man-to-man. Got out of the zone after the hot start by the Golden Hurricanes. So back man-to-man.
Harrington open for 3. Kurtz with a tip in. Kurtz got inside position. 5 straight points for the Hurricane.
Well, Tulsa with a very nice comeback in their own right.
6 in the game for Kurtz. None better than those 2. Roberson long on the 3. And a foul on Roberson on the follow-up. Going for the loose ball on the long rebound. There was contact, and Roberson picks up the foul.
Well, your point's well taken. You make such a great comeback to tie the score. Many times you expend all that energy, and you just cannot get it over the top. Had some chances, and still a long way to go in the game. And here on the rebound.
Boy, how do you call that foul on Roberson?
Yeah,
when the player flies into him, and he initiated contact.
There were bodies going that time, and I think the official just saw Shelton on the ground and somewhat hit Harrington, but I think it was inadvertent on Shelton's part to fall down, and the same for Roberson to make the contact. So Harrington, you look at the very good free throw shooter and a very solid all-around player. So he's 5 of 13 in the game so far from the field. Now Bill Self, I mean, he's a calm guy.
He just
he probably strolling apart for him.
He can't believe that his 13-point lead evaporated. But I'll tell you one thing: when this game was tied at 62, the Bulldogs had come all the way back. This crowd energized the home team. Everyone got on their feet and started making noise like they are right now. And Tulsa has responded with 7 unanswered points to lead it 69-62 with 3:52 remaining.
Mom, did you get a promotion? Not recently. Are we rich? Not since I last checked the bank balance. Are we kind of special? Yes.
Now the maker of America's most luxurious minivan, Town & Country Limited, also brings you America's most affordable Chrysler Voyager.
I figured it out. Your dad told your baseball card collection.
Now get $1,500 cash allowance for 0.9 APR on all Chrysler minivans.
You want a mayor who gets results.
on the board. He'll keep his footing this time and throws out Aurelia for the second out of the inning.
Bobby Escalé, you could see him clearly waiting around there to see if Dusty Baker was going to pinch hit for him. He does have two left-handed hitters available, Armando Rios, Marvin Bernard. Dusty took a look around, took a look at his lineup card, pointed to Bobby Escalé and said, get up there and do something.
2 down, bottom of the ninth of a 4-4 affair. And a fastball at the knees is a strike. An unbelievable ninth inning here at Pac-Bell Park. It's 0-2. Edgardo Alfonso, with 2 outs and 1 on in the top of the ninth inning, hit a 2-run home run to the seats in left center field, giving Al Leiter a 4-1 lead. But the never-say-die Giants under Dusty Baker get 2 hits and a pinch hit 3-run home run by Snow. That one popped up into shallow left field. Bornick, the shortstop, the call, the catch, and we go to the 10th inning. J.T. Snow, the first pinch hit home run of his Major League career.
Good morning. You're here to try new Aleve Cold and Sinus. My sinus is a clog.
My head hurts, too.
Well, the challenge is you only get 1 pill. But the minute your symptoms return, come tell me. Thanks. See you soon. Okay. Hi. We're off?
No, I feel great. Can I have one for my husband?
Take the 1 pill challenge. No Aleve, cold and sinus. Cannonballs, $129 online. 88 hula hoops, $60 online. Elephant shampoo, $42 online. Not having to pay for any weird charges that show up on your bill? Priceless. With MasterCard, you're not responsible for unauthorized purchases on the web or anywhere. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
15,600 miles. 2,000 tires. 960 spark plugs. An 8-man pit crew. 36 checker flags. 1 Winston Cup.
There's excitement, and then there's NASCAR on Fox.
Fox.
On an all-new Fox Tuesday, Red orders house arrest. What if there's a fire?
I guess you can just light your dope with it, dopehead.
On a new That 70s Show. Then, how do you repay a hard-ass father's tough love? It's a new Titus. I'd like to start by punching him in the throat. It all starts at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
There's a new breed taking over Wall Street, and if you think they work hard, wait till you see them play.
I don't think anybody told you this, but I'm engaged.
He's not crying. From the creator of Sex and the City.
I am hotter than a fox in a firestorm.
The Street series premiere Wednesday, November 1st at 9/8 Central on Fox.
2 runs on a home run off the bat of Edgardo Alfonso on the top of the ninth. But with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the ninth, J.T. Snow ties the game with a 3-run home run just fair down the right field line. So on we go to the 10th. Felix Rodriguez on the mound, and he faces Todd Zeile, ball 1 low and away. In extra inning games this season, the Mets were 10-8. The Giants were 7-5. Snow remains in the game to play first base. Kent moves to his regular position at second. One and 1 to Zeile.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, a terrific win. They beat Tulsa twice in the same season, so that's unbelievable. And you know what? They may see him again in the WAC tournament. Now let's go back to Ralph.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you very much, Coach. And believe me, Coach last night, I was talking to him for quite some time. He was very concerned about this game, but he worries about every game. He's going to be worried about the Rice game coming up Saturday, and Rice has not won a game in conference play this year. All right, Sunmade, the world's favorite raisin, proudly brings you tonight's player of the game, and that honor goes to Courtney Alexander. What more can you ask? 25.6 boards, 9 of 23 from the field, including 4 of 8 three-pointers, and the winning basket in this basketball game. Courtney Alexander, our player of the game, brought to you by Sunmade, the world's favorite raisin. And now standing by with our player of the game is Dan Belwamini. Dan?
All right, thanks, Ralph. Courtney, I don't know where this classifies in terms of wins, but a tremendous, not only by you, but by the whole team, a real team win tonight.
You know what? We showed a tremendous amount of grit. The game was like a roller coaster. It was